We're back. The video cut off again just because of a storage issue. But we're going to just continue on with the final installment of my comic books and my novels, but we already got through that part. So anyway, I was just showing you this, the Bram Stoker's Dracula single issues. There's about... there's 4 of 4. There's 4 issues, and that makes up the whole story. It's basically the exact same as the movie, just made into a comic book, and it's amazing. Really well done, really cool. Definitely check that one out, and check out the movie if you haven't seen it yet. But now I'm just going to finish up. This is the final installment of my novels and comic books. I don't know if I said that already, but this is... I've got a few different Clive Barker's Hellraiser comic books, and these are all a bit thicker. But I've got this one, Hot Fun in the Summertime. This is the 13th special triskaidekaphobic issue. I don't know how to pronounce that. Now, these are all basically just short stories in here. This is actually art and story by the same guy who I was just talking to you about. He also illustrated and wrote Hellboy. So if you're a fan of his art, you'll recognize and appreciate this here. These are all really cool and unique, you know. It's nice seeing the different artists doing their thing, you know. Then there's this is Clive Barker's Hellraiser, From Terror Beneath the Streets to Hunger on the High Seas. Now this is really cool. This one I really enjoyed reading a lot. See, you can see there's different styles of drawing in here. But let me go to a page I like just to show you. I mean, look at the gore in this one. Really cool. And strange, and just very bizarre, but I like that a lot. So I got all of these together from the same store as well. Now this is issue 2 of a series called No Place Like Home, and this is just a different horror story. You know, really good artwork for this one. I think very detailed. I'm gonna have to get volume 1 to get the full story here, but this was still really cool. I'm glad that I checked this one out when I did. Now these, the Ferryman, I only have number 1 and I have 3. I got them because of the cover, and 2, there is a movie called The Ferryman, which was not well done, but there's a very cool villain or an entity in that movie, and I thought maybe these could be related because there is a sort of boatman type vibe going on here. But, you know, I was wrong, but it was still really nice artwork and everything, and an interesting story. There is a bit of a gap since I only have 1 and 3, but nonetheless, I wasn't disappointed with those, I guess you could say. Now this is actually the first graphic novel I ever got. Now there was like a slip cover to this one, but I don't have it anymore. This is Kick-Ass. Very much like the movie they made. This is what came first, obviously. I want to say that the comic is much more gruesome, without a doubt, but they still capture the violence really well in the movie Kick-Ass. Now, I love both. The comic is what really does the trick for me, though, because there's so much more to the story, and oh my god, what it was like reading this shit as a young kid. My god. I'm glad I've always kept this one, though. This is a hidden gem, and I believe this, I could be wrong, but I think it's kind of expensive to get a copy of this nowadays. And like I said, I could be wrong, but even so, I'm just glad that I kept this copy. Now this is awesome. The Batman The Dark Knight Returns 30th Anniversary Edition, okay? This is amazing. The art by Frank Miller in here is just breathtaking. I can't get enough of it. Every time I read it, it's just so amazing. So many different characters. The story is so good. It's awesome because you have Batman and Superman fight. You've also got Batman is really old in this, and the Joker appears. There's also I can't remember. I think the Robin in this book. There's also a cartoon, but I think Robin is a teenage girl in this. So it was kind of like it was very different, but I remember this standing out when I read it as a kid, and also it was very very violent at the time. Now it's nothing crazy, but I just really love this story, every part of it. There's also, yeah, wow. I was just thinking about the scene, and then I came to the page when Superman is dying and he gets all shriveled up. Frank Miller just did an immaculate job on this. Really well done. It's something else. It really is amazing. Also, there's you see Batman doing some pretty wild things. This is sort of like a cult group or like an anarchist group that have like the bat symbol on their faces. I can't remember the story too well, but this is just so well done. I can't get into how much I love this story enough. It's really great, the ensemble of characters and also the grittiness of the story. There's just so much I love about it. This is the character I wanted to talk about. This guy right here, I'm forgetting his name, but just really interesting. Check it out. They also have a cartoon version of this. It's pretty much exact in a lot of ways. I'm sure they left out a few things I want to say. I could be wrong, but yeah, this is awesome. Really, really great. Then we've got The Death of Superman. I'm not a fan of Superman, so I love this, and I love Doomsday. This is the classic story, when they finally decide to get rid of the stupid clown. I'm just kidding. Not really, though, I do not care for Superman, so when I saw this, I was really happy. I usually root for the villains as well, and what better, what am I trying to say? Just a great villain. Doomsday is really really cool, and we've seen him on the big screen before. I don't think any version really did Doomsday justice, other than the cartoons, really, but the cartoons don't really hold up so well now. This is Batman the Killing Joke. This is an obvious one. Like I said, I enjoy the villains more than the heroes, so I really love this one because of the dark style and grittiness to it, just like the other Batman. Like when it comes to Batman, I like it dark and disturbing, and it doesn't have to be disturbing, but I want like gritty realism. Anyway, I don't know if oh yeah, I've got the black and white version. Sorry, and it's a hardcover. So yeah, that wraps it up. That's all of them. And yeah, go check these out if you haven't read any of these. But yeah, that was just me showing you my comics and my novels, and that'll be the last video until I decide to do another one. But I'm gonna wait on it for a little bit, unless I'm doing an update on the books that I've just gotten. So stay tuned for that. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. That's all.